Dogs are often referred to as man's best friend, a statement almost all dog owners would agree with. Dogs are also known to help ease loneliness, reduce depression, anxiety, and stress. They also encourage us to move, exercise more, and lead a playful life. All of these things are extremely beneficial for us, and they make us healthier and happier. Adopting a dog can be good for the entire family. However, dogs are very empathetic, and our behavior can affect them a lot. A study conducted by the Royal Society Publishing showed that dogs are capable of telling when they are being lied to, and we're sure that most dog owners learned the hard way that their furry friends can sniff out the truth. But before we explain how a study proved that dogs can tell when someone is lying, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. The study analyzed 260 dog breeds. Believe it or not, humans are not that bad at detecting deception. According to an article published on BBC News, our instinct can tell us when someone is lying to us. However, we tend to repress instincts mostly because we are more focused on trusting people than expecting them to lie to us. A study conducted on 260 dog breeds was determined to find whether our furry pets tell the difference between truth and lies. It may sound like a lot of dog breeds, but researchers have had a lot of fun learning about man's best friend. So, how did they do it? Well, first came a treat, and then the trick. The study was quite straightforward. It was conducted using a two-ball trick, where one ball had a secret compartment with a treat and the other one was empty. Dogs were first trained to choose which of the balls had a hidden treat, and when they followed instructions, they would get a treat. The next step was to trick the dogs. They were left to watch as a different person would swap the balls with a treat. The study would also bring a third person who would just be there to watch what's going on. Then a different person would give the dogs instructions on how to get the treat, so they would confuse them and test their instinct. Dogs would ignore the person who lied. The second or even third person in the room would deliberately try to trick the dog by pointing to the wrong ball, telling the dogs to get the treat. The researchers noticed that the dogs would ignore the human who was trying to mislead them. They would literally stand there and do nothing, which led to the conclusion that the dogs could tell when humans were lying to them, and when that happened, they would ignore all commands. They took no offense of incorrect advice. The researchers would also try to trick the dogs by having the third person outside of the room when the second one would make the switch. Then the third person would come in and randomly point at a ball. Since they were not present in the room when the switch was made, the dogs would mostly ignore any instructions from that person. This told the researchers that the dogs could tell that the third person had no idea where the treat is, which is why the canines would just ignore them. Dogs are less trusting than kids and chimpanzees. The study also noted that similar experiments had been conducted in the past, but on kids under the age of 5 and primates. It turned out that humans and chimps were much more likely to be tricked with incorrect instructions than dogs. Obviously, dogs can sniff a lie when they hear it, and they can still sniff a lie even if they're not trained. After extensive research, it was concluded that the dogs can tell the difference between false and true statements, especially in change of location tasks such as the one with the switching treats. They also found out that dogs can make conclusions of their own and actually figure out what intentions and beliefs their human has. Mind-blowing, isn't it? Who knew that our furry friends were so much more than a wagging tail? Were you ever surprised by how wise your dog is? If you have, let us know in the comment section below.